Looking right.
What's good, my dogs and dogettes?
What up? What up? What up? So let's get right into it, man. It's another episode of UnQuantized podcast.
Yes,
it is another Friday. Who we got in the building? I see Smoking Aces in the building right now. What's happening?
Smoking.
What's happening, my dog? Everybody that's joining us. Yes, indeed. Fictionalized is in the building.
Young Fiction, what up?
Yes, sir. Oh, we got Alexander Pouchet in the building.
Young AJ. First of all, congrats, my brother.
Maybe.
No, you know he's
oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's young Papa Diddy Pop.
Yes, that's right. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. AJ on deck. Papa AJ to you. Papa AJ to you youngins out here in the world.
Yes, sir.
So, man, speaking of being in the world, welcome everybody. But speaking of being in the world, so listen, everything's opening up. You know, the world's opening back up. Even Young Trizzy, you got a birthday coming up a little bit before mine. So the world is opening up. It'll be open on our birthdays this year. But my question to everybody in the chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you right now with going to a studio to collaborate? Ooh. And not with the homie, like with people that you might not know. Like you got to go today. Mm-hmm. How comfortable on a scale of 1 to 10 are you with going to a studio to collaborate with people that might not necessarily be your homie? Because I think that's a question. Now it's kind of a hypothetical question, but I do think in a little bit of time, it's going to be a real question.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got a 7 to 8. That's high. We got a 3. That's low. Okay. And then we got an 11.
Oh, he ready to go.
Oh man, he got all 3 vaccinations and a mask and wear 2 masks at a time. And he got a condom on. He's ready.
He got the vaccines like Thanos with the gloves.
I mean, yeah. He got all 7 vaccines. I said, how'd you get 7 vaccines? All right, so we got a 4 in the building. Okay.
We'll see.
Real question.
Cortendo says 10. All right, I'm not mad.
8 with mask.
Not mad.
0. Fictionalized says 0. She ain't playing. Man. Just B-Man joined. Since you just joined, brother. Same question to you. How comfortable are you right now on a scale of 1 to 10 going to a studio or anywhere to collaborate with random people?
Right. That's a good question though, because I feel like it's a lot of factors you got to take in, bro. Like being a studio, what kind of people you gonna be around? Because if they smoking, that adds another layer to where we at. You know what I mean? And most studios, they gonna be smoking. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. And then Atlanta's kind of crunk right now, so I don't really want to go outside anyway.
Bro, were we ever like shut down? We never shut down for real.
Bro, it just got wild out here, bro. It just got crazier. It's like when Linux Mall is the hood, it's time things is getting crazy.
Linux is the hood.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So just B-Man said 5. Mr. Sandman Griffin out here with the 9. So we got some real polarizing numbers. But I think this is a question that a lot of us are going to have to face really, really soon. So let me up the stakes just a little bit. Producer camp. Ooh. So that's a lot. That's already a lot of people right there. Ooh. Producer camp today for Drake.
Oh, of course.
And you got to fly out. It's not in your city. You have to fly there today. How comfortable are you? Scale of 1 to 10.
Dog, I'm about to be out here looking like what's that game on PlayStation where they got the radiation mask on? Golly, I can't think of it. But dog, I'm about to be suited up, dog.
So Smoker says 28. Sarah Griffin says 2. We got King of Black Planet. Wow, what a name.
Wait.
We gotta check your Carfax.
Hold on, man.
Yeah.
That is a name. That is in the Hall of Fame of greatest names.
That's saying a lot.
That I've ever heard.
The only person you bow to is King of Freaknik.
Word on the street is he could type ASL the fastest.
those that don't know, ASL is a joke from the early 1800s when the internet was first invented. Somebody said 11. No question. Definitely 2. Yeah. So, dog, we got some polarizing answers, but yeah, Drake producer camp right now. You got to go out. All right, so I'm gonna get my answer. Am I going? Yes, I'm going. Am I nervous? Definitely, 100%, 100%. Because let's keep it real, dudes are nasty. Not all dudes. Some of us real clean guys, whatever. Young single dudes are usually nasty.
That is true.
Not as well kept. I will say that. That's just my personal opinion, having been around the world. And yeah. So I don't know, but I will tell you this: if you're still smoking in a cipher, it should be over with for that,
bro. I will say this has unlocked so many things that was normal that I look at now. I'm like, this is wild. Like, I would never. Like, this is BYO.
Yeah,
everything.
BYOB.
Yeah, everything, bro. Like, ain't no sharesies.
Yeah, BYOJ. If you still passing stuff around in a circle, you got all the vaccines, bro. You in there. That's good to know. Let's see. Nope. Passing is dead for now. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's facts.
That is a fact. The hood, you've been warned.
They said Teddy Riley had that big ass robot mask on.
Teddy wasn't playing.
Yeah. And then when you think of big ass robot mask, I think of Teddy. I think of will.i.am.
Yep.
I mean, it's expected. You know what I mean? If they didn't have the robot mask, I would be kind of disappointed, low key.
That's a fact. I tell you what, if I go to that, if I went to a Drake producer camp, I'm wearing the outfits they had on the "I Love It" video, the Kanye West. I'm putting the whole joint on with the Teddy Riley mask. I'm not playing out here in these streets. I'm not messing with y'all.
So just be man, the DJ says, so y'all letting Catch use your MIDI keyboard or no during the producer camp?
Hands off, cuz. Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, pre-quarantine and what I wasn't about that life.
That's right.
Nah, I'm just playing, man. So Sandman said vaccinated. All right, but we don't have to stay on this topic, but that's definitely something that I think is it's a hypothetical, but it's moving into more of a real world question now. I've had a couple people be like, yo, pull up, we at the studio, whatever, throughout this whole shit for like a year. And I'm like, no. I'm just not there. Not right now. Sorry.
Yeah, I only go strategically out places. Like if it's a session that's like, all right, it's that risk value reward kind of joint. Like, all right, man, I can. This could be worth something. I'll step out. I'll go, go to the session. But other than that, I've been still in the crib, dog. I've been chilling.
Yeah, producers, we gotta get our freedom back. And I fall into all like the crazy, like conflicting stereotypes. I'll go to restaurants. I will go to restaurants now. And not have that fear, but like something like a studio or producer camp. No, I wouldn't go to a club. Not only because I don't really go to clubs, but because of that, I wouldn't go to a club. Once again, would still go to a restaurant though.
Right.
If somebody I know was like, yo, me and you in the studio or come through, I might still do that just based off of sheer familiarity. It has nothing to do with health. And I know that's not scientific at all, but it's just, how regular people get down out here. Like if you know somebody, you're more likely to hang out with them versus a stranger.
Big facts.
So I don't know, man. Wow, it's wild out here in these streets. But y'all stay safe, whatever your endeavors are, and hey, still get to the bag, virtually or in real life. And moving on real quick, man. Just want to thank Yo Buddy Music and Slim Trill. Hey. They volunteered for the Twitter task that I was talking about last week. Both of them,
how did it turn out?
Good, okay, man. Yeah, both of them submitted some great stuff, man. I just wanted to thank y'all too. I don't know if you all are here or not. You'll probably see it on the replay either way. But shout out Yo Buddy Music, and shout out to Slim Trill for
both good people
stepping up. Yeah, definitely both good people. They stepped up. They volunteered for the task, and not only did they volunteer for the task, like they submitted stuff like within minutes of volunteering for the task. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just think that's really dope, man. So I didn't want to go too far into the show without shouting them out, man. So everybody spam them hearts, please, for
Yes,
young
sir.
Young Buddy Music and Young Slim Trail, man.
Yes, sir.
Facts.
Oh, we got a couple people in here. Let's see. Night Blonde says, I believe it's Night Blonde. If I say it wrong, excuse my not being able to read no vowels. It says, thanks for the sale. Got the full Oracle bundle.
Hey,
Let's go.
Yeah. Much love. Yes, indeed.
Let's see. Sandman says, I get nervous when I sneeze, though. No, that's facts. Bruh. And here's the thing. I sneeze like a Dragon Ball Z character. It sounds like I'm going Super Saiyan. It sounds like something's wrong with me when I sneeze, bro.
And you one of them loud sneezes.
Oh, bro. I hate it, bro. It's painful. And so, if I sneeze in public, dog, it's like a whole thing. It was already weird. Now it's like mega weird, dog.
Oh, yeah, you can't do nothing in public now.
Oh, yeah. You got to hold it and just hope you don't break nothing. You know how they used to tell you when you was a kid? You hold the sneeze.
Yeah, that's so detrimental, man. I let it go. Are you one of the people that have cuss words in your sneezing?
Nah, it just really sounds like when Goku and they be powering up and they be like, it's like the build up, the screen build up to the that part.
Your whole background change.
Yeah, it's like when they were making me as like watching Toonami. Like, oh yeah, we gonna try that. That looks cool. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be his thing.
We got you.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy. Well, hopefully you out here. Hey, listen, just start talking or have somebody talk to you. You'll lose your sneeze most of the time. Or do the unpleasant, just pinch your nose and just be mad that you lost it.
Snap.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's see. Let's get to some production. Let's see. Florida's Finest Production says, what are some good ways to make money as a producer?
I think we get this question a lot.
Yeah.
Without going through I'll start with some of the things you could do. There's sync licensing, sound libraries. I'm going for all the low-hanging fruit here. If you have a really special skill, you could actually teach that through one-on-one coaching. You could actually do courses. But if you have no clue, what I say is look at a concert. Always use concert as an example and look at how many people are involved in putting on that concert. And then that is just a list of jobs or things that you can do. And that's related to the music industry too. So even with putting the song out or just content, just look at the different tasks that need to be done to make one thing happen, or just look at what other people are doing. And those are all ways to potentially make money as a music producer. It's not just selling beats and it's not just getting placements. It's probably about 20 things you could be doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say look at service type stuff, like playing instruments for people if that's something that you could do, or mixing is something that people could do. Mm-hmm. Helping other companies out, this production related. I know a lot of us, we're all looking for help. So it's opportunity presented itself. That's an easy way to get in. And it's still production related. It just might not be making beats necessarily all the time.
No, you raise a really good point with that, because as producers, a lot of us, at least initially, we only think of things that involve us making a beat or making music, when there's a whole bunch of music related things that don't involve you actually producing. And I guess it comes down to, do you just want to make music or do you want to make money?
That's right.
Because they're not always the same thing.
That's right.
So just always ask, do you want to make music or do you want to make money? You want to go to jail or you want to go home? Yeah. young Denzel.
And bruh, I mean, this ain't gonna be the popular opinion, but I'm also a fan of, sometimes you gotta make money outside of music to figure out music. Because I feel
100%.
Because you gotta have a certain, to me, in music, especially being an artist, right? I feel like it's a certain amount of testing, a certain amount of income you gotta have to keep up with a certain brand and lifestyle. To me, I mean, even production with equipment and stuff like that. But it's bro, if you gotta work, man, do your thing. However you gotta fund your goals, that's what you gotta do. And don't sleep on making outside income to fund your music dream. You know what I mean? Because I think some people just look at it like, I have to make it off music solely. You know what I mean? Which is great, but it takes time. You just gotta be realistic of it's gonna be times where it's great, and there's gonna be times when it's bad. So it's like, as long as you keep that real, be realistic and give yourself space to kind of figure it out, I think you're good.
That's a fact. That's a good point, man. Well said. Also, that leads me to something too. Everybody want to be a boss, entrepreneurs and live your best life and be successful and all that, but do not be ashamed of your 9 to 5. I see a lot of people, they'll have 9 to 5s and they hit me and they want to get out of their 9 to 5s. And I understand that.
Right.
But there seems to be like a stigma of embarrassment. Man, don't let social media fool you. Having a 9 to 5 is fine. You have to start somewhere. If you have something stable, and then you can start your success as a side hustle, as a weekend thing, or just get it in as many hours as you can until you build up to the point where you can leave your 9 to 5. That is completely fine. But I think a lot of times, just seeing people on social media, because first of all, no one shows themselves at a cubicle on social media at work, right? So it looks like no one has a job. And everyone's just super successful and they get paid for taking pictures on Instagram and stuff like that. So, of course, that's not the truth. A lot of people that you look at on Instagram as influencers, they have 9 to 5s. Don't be fooled out here. They have 9 to 5s. And if you have a 9 to 5 too, I'm saying you might want to get out one day, but don't be ashamed of it. And don't try to jump out there prematurely because you think that working a regular quote unquote job makes you lame or anything like that. Like, nah, you got a family, you got dreams, at minimum, you have yourself to support. So whatever you're doing to support yourself and your family, it don't have to be the cool new shit. As long as you're putting food on the table, as long as you're getting things done, you can always build upon that. And also, last thing I'm gonna say about this, if you don't have a 9 to 5, and you might be going through a little something right now, don't be ashamed to get you a 9 to 5.
Oh yeah.
Not a popular opinion because everybody wants to look cool in our industry, but man, go and get you a job, tackle them bills, get ahead of the game. Don't listen, man. Facts. Your well-being, your family's well-being, and your future are your responsibility only. Don't be out here trying to look cool for people and living way below what you could because you don't want to look not cool.
That's super facts.
Yeah, definitely.
Real life.
yeah. That's definitely a real life thing, man. Not playing.
Fiction says, I'm looking into this is so weird. You ever have something come up that you've never heard of and then it just keeps being brought up? So this concept that she's talking about, this KDP, this Amazon, it's like using Amazon to fulfill like journals and stuff like this. This came up to me 4 times, bro, in the past 2 days. And I had never heard of it before that, from 4 different people. And it's nothing that I want to get to. It's just people randomly telling me that that's what they want to get into. All right. I was like, hey. All right.
Sure.
Pretty cool. Sorry, I know that was random.
No, that's cool. Oh, Young Realistic in the building.
Realistic, what up, bro?
Shout out to Realistic. Oh, in case y'all don't know, Realistic and I and
yes, sir,
Gemma.
She was in here earlier too. I meant to shout out.
Oh, Gemma was in here. Oh man, I missed it. Shout out to Gemma. In case you don't know, him, and I released Orchestra Pit 2 today. For those that know, Orchestra Pit 1, insane orchestra loops, man, just really dope. Gemma is the composer of those loops. She is just incredible. A Realistic dude. He get in there and he makes them up right. But second installment, this one is super fire, man. I'm excited about it. So show Realistic some love. Show Gemma some love. Also, go check out Orchestra Pit. There's a demo on the site, and it's also in my bio. If you get the deluxe version, it's like 4 gigs worth of stuff.
Jeez.
4 gig. No, I had to break. Shout out to Send Out. You know how we do. Y'all are people here on our show, so we talk about behind the scenes stuff. And I use Send Out for digital product delivery. There's a file upload limit for all the plans. Bruh, I had to break the deluxe version down into 5 zips to get it to fit. That's how much stuff is in there. We up the quality of the audio to 32-bit, and we up how much stuff we got. So
dog,
I'm breaking
if
it
you
up.
take this conversation out of context, it sounds like you moving that major weight, dog. You
Listen,
like, yo, I had to break it up in zips.
But wait, Slim, I ain't even used the phrase break the pack down yet. I had to break the pack down. Right, I was breaking the pack down yesterday, and I had to break it down into 5 zips, and they're going like crazy. Man. It damn near sells itself.
Come on, man!
Did I just hit all the cliche phrases?
Come on,
right
we need a Breaking Bad spinoff, right? But instead of a teacher, you know what I mean? He out here, we making beats. You're a producer, right? The police get confused because they don't know when you saying pack. You just like, look, officer, we talking sample packs.
There you go.
We talking loops. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Yeah, no, my customers extract. They extract.
Who won a TV show, man? We just did it like that. You know what I mean?
Killed it. Killed the game. Killed the game. But yeah, Orchestra Pit 2, check that out.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of realistic, I was talking to him the other day. We had a staff meeting. You know, we getting our staff meetings on. And as you know, him and Amon mixed on the Skyzoo album that came out. And it hit number 3 on the hip hop charts last week, which is super dope. Air horns for him. But then we got to talking. He brought up a really good point. And it got me to thinking about certain people. When someone says they reached a certain point on the charts, that alone can be cause for celebration.
Right.
But what can be cause for more or less celebration is what else came out that week.
Ooh, that does make a big difference. That does make a big difference.
Because if it was a slow week and no one came out but you, then I mean, you know, still congratulations for making it wherever you made it on the charts, but wasn't a whole lot of competition. And it just so happened that week that the Skyzoo album came out, it was number 3. And if you look at 1 and 2, I believe it was the Lil Baby and Durk album and Migos Culture 3.
Wow.
So think about that.
That's my heavy hitters.
To be kind of on an independent type of way, and you number 3, and the 2 that you're with, big machines behind
Migos.
Hey, listen, that makes it even sweeter. So once again, shout out to Realistic, man, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hold on. Just B Man had a question for you. It was more for you, Oracle.
Okay.
Let's see. Have either of you guys actually recorded to tape, and how do you feel about recording to tape versus using Pro Tools inside the box?
I have recorded to tape. It sounds amazing. But I haven't recorded to tape in the sense of like, here's the song, and now I'm printing the song to tape. I record to tape as more of an effect for sound design or something that I'm doing. Even if I'm doing a beat, it's not like the master to tape. So I feel it's unfair for me to try to like, I like recording the Pro Tools or whatever better than tape. I don't use it the same way. I use tape as an effect. But the sound of tape, if I was really about that life and I was doing a whole bunch of mastering and mixing and then printing and delivering, 100%, I would be a tape dude with that. I know it's tedious and all of that, but it just sounds better. It sounds warmer. And now that I know the goodness, I wouldn't do it any other way.
I'm laughing because I could just imagine it right there by your window.
Slim, I'm trying. Dog, I'm trying.
I know it always happens, dog.
Slim, I'm trying to hold this together. I'm trying to hold my.
I was trying not to laugh so bad.
Oh man, I'm like, dog. Anytime except Friday between 4 and 6. Yeah, I bet. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, so Realistic says Migos was number 1. I'm not mad at the Migos album, by the way.
I'm kind of rocking with it. Hey, listen, don't not get straight.
Polo G is number 2. You ever listen to Polo G?
It was Polo G. That's who it was.
He's good, man.
I've heard Polo G. Yeah.
He's young. He's really young. So that's why I think for him to be that talented and be like a kid, you know what I mean? Like he gonna be all right.
Yeah. Facts. Just be man said it's taking too much time to rack it up and break it down. Come on, man. Just breaking down the pack, man. What you talking about?
Oracle gonna be over there like Jeezy the Snowman.
Hey man, you gotta rack it up and break it down. So so shout out to Realistic. Also, here's another thing I had. A question. Spam the hearts. Actually, spam the hearts if you use Kontakt Libraries frequently? Because the question is, do people still use Kontakt Libraries all the time?
That's a good question.
So real quick, before we get into it, just spam the hearts if you use Kontakt Libraries frequently. I mean, at least every other time you make a beat. And I'm gonna wait for about 4 or 5 seconds. And I'm willing to bet not gonna see too many hearts, man. Oh, I lied. I lied.
Yeah, as soon as I was like, oh no, they start coming through.
Hey, listen, man. I'm John Q out here. I'm just looking for the hearts. That's all.
Why? I was about to say the wrong movie. Right. I was about to say the wrong movie too. I was about to go off on a tangent.
Was you about to do Snakes on a Plane?
I was. It just felt appropriate.
How did I know that?
It felt appropriate. Why is it so many?
Okay, but so
oh man,
no, I ain't got it with you today, bro. So people in here, I guess some people still do use Kontakt libraries. You don't hear about them a lot anymore. And I wasn't like Kontakt is dead, but people don't talk about them anymore. So shout out to y'all still using Kontakt libraries. And what sparked that question for me was I was thinking about doing just doing a little part in the show about slept on synth VSTs. I felt like we talk about that a lot, and we can even get into that after this. But one of the things that popped into my head was like Kontakt libraries, because even though they're not VSTs themselves,
right?
Here's what I found. Bank. Right. So here's what I found about Kontakt libraries. They're so vast and there's so many of them. Honestly, you could survive on using Kontakt libraries alone.
Oh yeah.
For all of your instrument needs. Right. And a lot of them are good synth plugins. And not only that, when it comes to Kontakt, a lot of the smaller companies, like we all know about the big companies, like, you know, Output got some Kontakt stuff, and it's just a lot of big companies out there. But a lot of the smaller companies make stuff that's just as good or better. Those aren't the companies that are they get into the side bank. You know, those are the ones you got to go through the quick view or the file finder. But dog, that's where a lot of gems be.
And them old ones, bro.
Yes,
them old ones, bro. They got some joints in there, dog.
I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, Kontakt libraries, like the smaller, like super dope companies, bro, you're gonna find some stuff. You know who were masters at having dope Kontakt libraries? Billboard Hitmakers. Shout out to Billboard.
Oh yeah. That sounds as crazy.
Facts. And so we did Spacewalk together, we did Reckless Wave together, and I'm pretty sure some of those like rare Kontakt libraries were in there. And I know Dub was mostly pulling them up, and every now and again he will pull up one. I'm like, never seen that before, because they're so small and so rare, but it's a million of them. So don't sleep on smaller Kontakt companies, Kontakt library companies. They're really dope, bro.
Yeah, they have some crazy joints in there, especially to give you like some more, like, especially like if I'm doing some more like Latin inspired. To me, those Kontakt joints would be like more tuned in. They don't have that this is like the, I don't want to say cheapness, but like, you know how like when you get something from like a plug-in, it's just that artificialness.
Cheesy. Yeah, that sterile cheesy sound.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to call it cheap because I know what it is, but it's like a certain texture to it where it's like it doesn't feel as authentic. But Kontakt, to me, it gives it that sound a lot more.
That's a fact. The sounds that you're talking about, I liken it to like when you get a piece of gear, and sometimes the gear feel heavy and solid and sturdy versus feeling like real plastic and lightweight. Yeah, a lot of those VSTs, they got the plastic lightweight feel. And some of those Kontakt libraries, they give you the like, well, I thought this was going to feel like cheap and plastic, but this is a heavy, sturdy type of library. Yeah. So yeah, don't sleep, man.
Fiction says, I need some good horn sounds. It's crazy. I remember when I first got introduced to Oracle, the first thing I asked for was, where do I find horn sounds at?
I remember.
Because I always remember, I knew he worked with Polo, and to me, Polo had some of the greatest horns in songs. Yes. And I'm like, he might know. I need to figure this out. Horns are it's hard. It's not that many, man.
Yeah. Well, fiction, fortunately for you, since they are so hard to find, if you go on YouTube, there are constantly people doing horn library reviews, or the top however many horn libraries in Kontakt on YouTube, because they are so hard to find yet so sought after.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Like some of the songs that I thought was like a synth was like actually samples.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, my whole life is a lie. Like go to Just Be Man No DJ page, and he did one with the make him say I was like, it ruined my day. Like I was like, wait, I feel so confused. Like the sample was right there in front of my face this whole time.
Samples.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. East West horns of fire. Yes, it's a couple of session horns. Is people use session horns a lot. That seems to be like the top reviewed one right now.
Yeah. And then it's something that's not bad, but they're not like that. Like them Polo ones was just so like, but Polo had real horn players too, and that was another reason why those are sounded so amazing. You know, I didn't realize that at the time. I was like, oh, somebody's really in here playing some of these.
Facts. I can't remember my man's name. I wanted to shout him out.
It starts with an S.
Yes, it does. I keep wanting to say Shark something.
Sure. I know exactly. It's crazy. I was trying to find his Instagram the other day because somebody had asked for a horn player, and I was trying to find his name, and I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, I forgot, and I feel bad. If I remember it, I had to put it in a story or something. I found some old demos about 2 months ago from the Polo days, and he was playing on like 4 or 5 of them joints.
Oh, that's crazy.
Killing it on some like jam session shit, and it was crazy.
Oh yeah, he go crazy.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Just Be Man, a DJ. Excuse me. He says, even though it's an old keyboard, have you guys had a chance to play with the Korg Triton plugin? If so, what are your thoughts?
I haven't. It seems like it's something cool to have. I know it got a lot of dope sounds in it, but I would still like to have it. That and Rolling Cloud. I still haven't gotten to the Rolling Cloud stuff.
Yeah. I play with the Triton. To me, it's more for like fun. It's more like I want to replay some song. Yeah, I want to replay some songs that I'm like, I love. Like, oh, I'm gonna pull up this Neptunes one, but I haven't really made beats with it like that. You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah, the Triton has some joints, but yeah, if you want to recreate nothing from Nori or really 50% of the Neptune stuff back in the day. Yeah, hey, hit me up. I might be able to give you some patch names. I forgot the name of that flute from Nothing, but that was definitely a Triton drum.
Good old days, man. Phantom horns, Triton drums, motif roads.
Can't ban the snowman.
Simpler times, man. Simpler times.
Facts. Yeah, man. And shout out to Kontakt Libraries.
Oh yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Quintino says, was Yeezus ahead of his time as a work of art?
I don't think so. I didn't like that album too much. It might have been, if I listen to it again, I could probably find 1 or 2 songs I might think are okay that I didn't like before, but as a whole, I just didn't like the direction of that album.
I think an album that's ahead of its was ahead of its time is Last Train to Paris. I think of Yeezus like, you ever go to a fancy restaurant, they give you a plate and the food be like really small, and it's just artsy for the sake of being artsy. It's not necessarily good. It's just kind of like, oh, that's creative. You know what I mean? To me, that's what Yeezus was. It was creative. It just not, that was the point of it. It's just like, he made that to be super wild creative, which I get. It's just not good. It's not feeling.
That seems to be his approach to fashion as of late too. I ain't gonna bullshit you, dog. A jacket, a jacket that looked like a crazy parachute, and shirts that just look like old fishing nets and stuff like that. Like, I'm not knocking it, but to me, like, that's the same type of creative energy. Like, things are just artsy. Like, if it wasn't coming from an artsy person that said, hey, this is the artsiest thing you've ever seen, you would just be like, somebody threw something away.
Right.
You know.
And then sometimes I appreciate the swings of the artsiness, because I feel like you can't go to the next level without the wild swings.
Agreed.
But I just felt like you could tell when somebody's purposely trying to, like, I'm trying to shock people. And that's what that to me that felt like. It's like I'm trying to make a statement. To me, Last Train to Paris is like, bro, the production it still sounds good. If you played it right now, it's gonna sound good. If you play it in 5 years, it's still gonna sound good. That's why, to me, that's a good one about being ahead of his time.
That was Diary of a Madman by Jodeci was ahead of his time.
That's facts.
Yeah, there are just certain albums in our culture that were obviously ahead of their time. And so having things to compare it to, that's why I'm like, I don't think Yeezus for me was ahead of his time. I think I graded it accordingly at the time, and I still give it like the same type of grade. Yeah.
Smoking Ace says it's crazy. There's an obvious divide among GA fans, and Yeezus is sort of the split point. Yeah, that's
true. Because everybody really loved Kanye's music prior to Yeezus. There wasn't too many people that was like, I don't like 808s and Heartbreak, so I don't like Dark Twisted Fantasy. Or, especially the early. Yeah, people were just like, yeah, everybody liked his music. But yeah, after Yeezus, it became polarizing.
And like Pablo, I love Pablo. I actually really like Pablo.
Pablo was the least promoted album because it came at a time where people were really paying more attention to streaming, and that's when people were doing the I'm going to jump on one streaming platform for a while and not give it to anybody else. Pablo was one of the first albums I remember doing that because he debuted the single or singles from that album on Saturday Night Live that night, and everybody wanted to hear the album, but it was only on Tidal. Tidal was fairly new at the time, and he only put it on Tidal, and for that reason, I missed that album for a while. I just never heard it because I didn't get Tidal till later. I stopped caring. So Pablo was like the least promoted Kanye album to me, and that signified a change with his in his fan polarization too.
Have you that one and then the Wisconsin one with the little trees and stuff, to me those were the ones where I was like,
At that point I was out.
But yeah, to me it's times, man. It's like, and even I do it with beats, and that's why I could say it confidently, because dog, sometimes I want to make a beat that's so weird that it's for me. I just want to be artsy sometimes, like, you know what I mean? I just want to like take like a bird chirping and try to stretch it 20 million times and see what I can make. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But I know I'm doing it just for the sake of like being weird. You know what I'm saying? And
you in your art bag.
Yeah, but it's not like something I would give somebody and think it's going to be like a record that's going to change lives. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like sometimes sometimes you don't. But
no, with Kanye, like that album that you're talking about with the mountains and all that stuff, that's one of those albums. I'm like, yo, I'm out. I respect it, but I'm out. Like the song Cop Shot the Kid. I like every component of that song. The Slick Rick sample. I love that Slick Rick song back in the day. When I was a kid, it was a raw beat. But to me, like that's one of the most annoying beats ever. Therefore, one of the most annoying songs ever, even though I like everything involved in it. But I still respect it because it was so artsy and gutsy, and you pay homage to Slick Rick, and you did a lot of things. However, tastes like rubber. I'm good. I don't want none. So I think it's you can respect something and see the good in it without actually liking it. Yeah.
And Zulu says, "Nah, 808 got hella flack and hate," which is wild, bro. To me,
it kind of did. Yeah, right.
Dog, the moment I heard that album, I'm like, yo, what is going on? I remember where I was at listening to it for the first time. And it's only certain songs where it's like, I remember that drastically of like, all right, this is what's going on. This is what's happening with my day. Yeah, that joint was crazy. And it's crazy how much it changed music.
Super 808'd out.
Oh, yeah.
How much was T-Pain involved in that album, if any?
I'm sure. No, he was in there. He was in there.
I know.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. But my Dark Twisted Fantasy was universally loved. And 808. Yeah. Not too many people don't like that album. You're right.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. All right, man. Yeah. Hey man, shout out to Kanye. Still staying in the fold.
Facts. Did you watch the Trina and Eve battle?
I did not. Did you?
I did, bro. I don't know if it's just me or they're not promoting them the same way. Or is it just I'm just oblivious and I'm not paying attention?
Well, has it been battles prior to this that you felt this way, or it started with this one?
I feel like you know what it is. I feel like the culture, people aren't talking about it as much because it would be other ones when I feel like, and then people would be sending it to me, and everybody was kind of passing it around. Right. You have like, all right, we got to watch this. It's gonna be crazy. These I don't realize it until they're on. Then I'm like, oh, that is on.
So do you think it's because things are opening up more?
That, and then I think some of them I'm just not invested in.
That's why I was asking you if you felt that prior to this one, because like a Trina and Eve thing, even though everyone respects Trina and Eve,
but
if dudes missed it, I could kind of see why dudes would miss it. Like, yo, it's Trina and Eve. I kind of got to pick and choose. Like, if you missed the Escape SWV joint, no one's gonna think anything's wrong with you. If you're a dude, you're like, oh, that's kind of like girls' night out type deal.
I'm telling you.
I don't know, but I've been missing a couple.
I got my Burberry Air Force Ones and my tall tee with the paint on it ready for this Bow Wow and Soulja Boy though.
Dog,
y'all see me cranking the Roosevelt and you know what I mean, and or the Spider-Man and or Batman. Come on now, come on,
dog. Y'all know I am gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that battle. I'm gonna have on a jersey. I'm going to have on some all black Air Force Ones.
Ooh, got to. No other way.
And I'm going to have a nasty ass glass of Hypnotic.
Ooh. Bro, Hypnotic was so trash.
It was so disgusting,
bro. So disgusting, bro.
It was it was terrible. I'm having Incredible Hulk.
You know what else was disgusting? Nouveau.
Yeah, Nouveau was bad. It wasn't as bad as Hypnotic, though.
Yeah, they were trash, bro.
Yeah. I remember I always got to tell whenever somebody bring up Nouveau, I got to tell my Vegas story. We were in Vegas and T-Pain was in the studio just pouring everybody Nouveau all night. That's when he was like really on his Nouveau shit in the songs talking about it. I got so drunk off that shit that night. Well, that day. It was the middle of the day, bro. It might have started at like 11 in the morning or something.
That's why I think I don't like it.
It's terrible.
Because, my homie was over there with that whole situation. And so we would have bottles of that drink, bro. And then they would mix it with Hypnotic. And I was like, all right, bro, this is too much. This is too much for me, dog.
Yeah. I just remember a whole, I want to say a day, but it was like 2 days, bro. Like the drinking of that shit started at noon on the day. I remember being in the studio throughout the day, coming out of the studio like 6 or 7 in the morning and going to the suite, and it was a pool party going on with people drinking more of that shit at like 7 in the morning. And Jay was there. Shout out to Jay. Jay was there. Disgusting times, man. Disgusting times.
Yeah, do you ever be in the studio and lose sense of time? For some reason, I've noticed everybody keeps their studio super dark.
Yep.
And bro, it'll be like daytime and I forget. And it throws me off when I step outside. I'm like, bro, what just happened?
Yeah. Casino rules. That's how casinos are. Yeah. Casinos, no windows, no clocks.
Bro, I was so confused the other day. I was in there making beats, dog. It was during the super artsy mode. I was going crazy, dog. I stepped outside confused, like, wait, it's dark? What happened?
No, wait, it's dark. Bro, I had to put blackout curtains, or I had to make some blackout curtains just because of what's going on with the windows around here. Yeah. Hence the noise, if you could hear it. But so I got hit with that the other day because it's super dark on this side. Meanwhile, if I walk over here or anywhere else, you can see straight through. But yeah, one of them things, like I walked out expecting it to be light outside, and it was dark as hell. Whoa. Time traveling.
Just be, man. No, DJ says I was hurt as hell when I got twisted off Nouveau and found out it was only a liqueur. Hey, bro.
But that's how you could drink it for 12 hours
Bro.
and still be on your feet. Terrible.
Did anyone ever drink scissor the liquor? Man, I have a story about that, but I cannot say that.
But wait, to answer that question, though, you have had that.
Yeah, I have. Well,
Yo, the rest is up to you, dog.
Yeah, no, I'm cool on that one. I'm cool on that one. But that's wild that they named it that.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, after Nouveau and Hypnotic, I was out of the trendy liquor, or as B-Man put it properly, liqueur game. The trendy liqueur game, I was out, bro.
Hey guys, all I ask for is once the business is booming and you see us out here, if we drop a Jameson or like a whiskey or something,
yeah,
just
oh, we drop something, it's gonna be proper though. Yeah, we're not gonna hit you with an apricot liqueur.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no hypnotics. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some gangster.
Nah, we're not gonna hit you with the Beyond Meat shots. No, we good.
Let's see. Y'all still drink Jaeger? Yo, still. That's what I'm like. Yeah, y'all wildin'.
Never in my life, buddy. Never in my life. I ain't gonna lie. Jaeger is a very culture specific drink. No, you're clapping for me inside in your head. You clapping for me right now because I killed the phrasing of that.
Because I got where you were getting at. I dug what you were digging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's very true.
Huh. Yeah, it's a very culture specific drink. It's like Hennessy, very culture specific drink. Yeah. And if you're not from that culture, you probably can't take it. That's with Hennessy and also with Jaeger.
That is very true.
Same. If you're of a different culture, like Jaeger, I'm pretty sure I'll be done. Like quick, I'm out the game. I'm falling down. Hennessy, somebody of a different culture, same deal.
Just be man. The DJ said cultural specific. I'm gonna use that. And then Spacehead says Deer's Blood Jaeger. Is that a thing?
Yo.
Bro, that sounds all the way.
Bruh, is that a title or ingredients?
Bro, that sounds wild.
Straight.
That sounds like you only can do that before you skydive.
Yeah. Why people been hating on Henny recently? Have they? I don't think Henny could ever get hated on by the hip hop community.
I'm trying to think what I could compare Henny to. It's like Henny is like trash, but I still enjoy it.
Henny is Popeye's chicken.
I mean, yeah, you got to take that one.
Yeah, it's Popeye's chicken, dog. It is. It's not good for anybody. And in terms of taste, not tasty. It's just very effective and loved within a culture. And that culture is hip hop culture, if you want to take it there. You can talk about black culture, but it's really hip hop culture. I don't drink much Hennessy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love Hennessy. Don't get me wrong. Hennessy, stay true. Kind of raised me. But I don't drink much Hennessy anymore.
Asha Cloud says, I'll stick to water and smoothie, sir. Hey, I'm not mad at you. Be better. Facts. Hey, be better than us, okay? Facts. Watch us drink so you don't have to, okay? Hove did that. So hopefully
you don't have to go through that.
Come on now.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you've been watching this show for a while, I mean for years, you will notice that we cut down the drinking by 99.9%.
It was horrible at times. I don't know how we did it. You ever see like the old UFC fights and it's like the gigantic guy fighting the little guy?
I saw one the other day.
That is the early podcast where we would drink an ungodly amount of alcohol.
A whole bottle.
And talk about gear and making beats.
A whole bottle of Jameson.
And the podcast ended when we finished the bottle.
That's right. That podcast was going all day.
Until we finished the bottle.
11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. And then I had to sit because I'd be a little tipsy. You know what I mean? I can't drive. So I had to sit for a second.
Facts.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there.
Not even close to that now. I'm cool.
Oh, yeah. A shot, I'm done, dog. 2 shots, I'm done.
Yeah, the Crown Royal apple was pretty. All right, we're not gonna turn to the drinking show, but the
Yeah.
Crown Royal apple was pretty good. I got a whole bottle of that.
You've heard of the
Upstairs in
drink
the bar.
champs. We bring
Right.
the drink
All that drink
producers.
champs. Facts. So I have a question. First of all, I have two questions. A minor question. Did anybody ever send Plies that Uber? I don't know if you saw that video. Plies was drunk. He told somebody send me an Uber. That was funny. That was funny, man. Plies got the funniest videos. He was just drinking. He's like, yo, whenever I start doing videos and I've been drinking, it's time for me to go home. Don't talk about somebody send me an Uber or a Cougar. Plies is the greatest, bro. Plies is the greatest. But that was my first mild minor question. No, this wasn't even my second question, but this is a question too. When producing, and put it in the chat, when producing, do you prefer a clean, neat studio or kind of a junky, disheveled studio? Ooh. And it sounds like a weird question because like, who would choose junky or disheveled? But I mean, sometimes that's the vibe, depending on the music you're making. And yeah. I thought back to like earlier, like in my earlier years of production, I actually preferred the like rugged, disheveled studio.
Yeah.
Like equipment everywhere, chords everywhere, records everywhere. Just it, might be some drinks or just everything everywhere. It might even be some people over there. Right. You know what I mean? And I preferred that. So I just wondered, how does everybody feel? Do you prefer a clean studio or like a junky, disheveled studio?
I think I would prefer a clean one, but I'm not gonna cap, dog. The secret to getting your 808 to hit all the way right is being in a studio where you feel a slight threat level, and and it's like a Blackie Mile like burn mark on the keyboard. You know what I mean? It puts a little character. It puts that character transfers to your 808. Okay, it's science, man.
808 science. That's what this section is called. 808 science. I love it.
I was trying to hold it in, but what I'm saying is sometimes the vibe. If you're trying to make a pop record, I don't want to be in like the turned up studio. But if I'm trying to make some turned up stuff, sometimes I want my studio to smell like hookah a little bit. You know what I mean?
Listen, everybody talk about a basement vibe, and that was the thing. That works for a lot of people, and I think it really depends on the type of music you're making. Like, when you picture Griselda, like somebody making a Griselda beat, do you picture them in like a studio that looks like the Apple Store? No, not at all. You picture a rat running right over the top of their head.
If it ain't no guts in a trash can somewhere, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Facts.
Like, sir.
Facts. If there ain't no disemboweled Dutches around, it's not real.
Who is your A&R, sir? I demand.
That is a fact. I will say now, though, I prefer the clean joint for my own studio. Like, now, I'm the complete opposite now. Like, I don't even like visible chords for the most part.
Like, I'm the same way.
Yeah. No chords, no junk. Everything is like, I become more, I don't like to say OCD because some people really have OCD and I just have traits that I think are similar, but I don't have OCD. But like, you come to my studio, stuff is like lined up, super straight, super clean. There's equal spacing between shit. If it's 3 or 4 things lined up, it's equal spacing. I'm very like, with my studio, which is completely, even at the condo, when we first started, I had the electric spaghetti all over the floor, just chords and everything everywhere, bro.
See, I'm trying to get to my point in my life where it's like you just go on vacation and you bring the studio everywhere with you, and it's like the studio can't really be messy because it's just like palm trees and 2 speakers and a keyboard.
There you go.
I think that's like the optimal level of like producership. You know what I mean? So I'm working my way up there, but right now I prefer the clean one. But
I like it.
Don't forget the 808. That's the secret.
Facts.
I hope people understand sarcasm. Because if not, it's gonna be a long night. Somebody gonna be in the wrong studio. Like, I heard this the sauce.
Like, you about to get sauced. All right. Fictionalized said, "Oh, a lake house, that would be rad." Now, see, that's a vibe right there. A lake house. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Do you ever make beats just in different rooms of your house? Like I have a studio, but I still prefer to make beats in the living room, which is so weird.
Nah, not as much as I should. Now that you mention it though, because I did have two placements that I'm particularly proud of, even though they're older ones that I made in like weird places. And now I'm kind of looking around. More places to make beats now, but I compartmentalize way too much. I'm gonna have to take your take a page out of your book.
It's kind of a vibe, man. I go on my balcony and I'll be making beats. That's like the vibe. I do that every so often. It's just lately it's been too hot for that. But
facts.
You know.
Facts.
Yeah, to me, just give just like I was saying, just give you different vibes. Being in a different atmosphere, to me, it like brings out different creativeness.
Yeah.
So, something to try if y'all want to switch it up.
Hey, do it. Yo, Swiss Major 1996 says, shout out to SoundOracle, shout out to Trizza.
Hey, Young Swiss, what up?
To you. For sure. Shout out to you. Let's
see. Would you use a channel strip EQ instead of a parametric EQ, improving my listening when mixing? Realistic.
That's all I wanted to say. I'm like, realistic, where you at? Yeah, for me, I'm more of the parametric EQ guy, only because that's like the most common form. If you're just EQing something real quick and not really mixing the song. I'm no stranger to a channel strip, coming from DJ mixers and that type of thing. But right now, I'm more parametric.
I know you're not supposed to mix with your eyes, but I am so spoiled of like, I know what certain stuff is supposed to look like. So I just be like, boop, 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 just draw it in real quick and then just keep it pushing. Even though I know I'm supposed to use your ears and kind of,
It's not the gear, it's the ear. 30, wait, is this 30 beats? No. Then all right,
that person.
Yes. He says been rocking, been cooking up on the lake in Chicago lately. Weather been perfect for that. That's dope. Fire. That's dope. What are you using when you do that? Is it a laptop setup? Because a lot of the 303, 404 gang, those are like the most notorious cook up anywhere type people. People that have like the SP404, the SP303. Man, you see them anywhere, dog. Anywhere.
I wonder if the people still at Linux Mall making beats. People used to like camp in front of Linux Mall with like beat CDs, and then they would just walk around with their Midi keyboard and it just like pass around their beats.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's wild times. Yeah, wild times.
I think one of the Bammers gave me the flu one time.
Dang, son. He didn't even give you the deal on the lease?
Nah. Gave me the flu, bro. He gave me the flu. I wanted to blame it on Chris Cornish, but I don't think it was Chris Cornish. I think it was just somebody we came across that day in Linux. And probably because after that day, Linux became a war zone.
Thanks.
He said T90 beats. I would have never got that.
Okay. I see.
I see what you did there.
I see.
Very creative, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's see. Is that Koala?
Koala.
Koala?
Cola? I'm gonna go koala. Yeah, koala.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might have said that horribly wrong. So it's definitely making things way more mobile. I haven't heard of that one. I gotta check it out.
Might be one of them iPad joints. iPad been stepping it up, man. Shout out to the real Marcia Largo. That's my guy. It's one of the few people I actually see just randomly. Like I see him on a regular basis. And he's an iPad guy.
One day, man, I want to get into it. It's just, I still haven't found it. I have an iPad and never used it in normal life. So it's just like me getting used to using the iPad. I got to figure it out. But it seems fun.
It is. In terms of being mobile and being free, untethered, and doing what you want to do, that is the ultimate way to go. It doesn't resonate with me 100%. I just like tactile buttons, even if that means the key buttons on a laptop. I prefer those over a flat touchscreen for a lot of things. But If I could get over that, man, that freedom of being an iPad producer is something else, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all my iPad producers. Shout out to Master Lago. Shout out to Henny. Shout out to Madlib, who's doing a lot of stuff on the iPad nowadays. I'm trying to get with y'all, man.
Oh yeah, people going crazy.
Facts.
Steve Lacy, he did the Kendrick stuff.
iPad.
I think he did that on the phone, bro. I ain't even gonna care. I feel like he did on the iPhone with an iRig and something.
Well, see, that's just another level,
bro. Yeah, I'm not that dedicated, bro.
It would take a lot for me to just attempt to do it all on my phone. Like, honestly, like, I don't know what would make me do that. Maybe like somebody just pranked me with a whole bunch of laxatives, and I was just in one place at the time. I don't know, bro, but that's a lot. That's a little ass screen, bro. And my fingers. Those ain't no little fingers.
Let's see. You could check out songs on the iPad. Yeah. I still don't know how that works, but you can.
Yeah, you can. I don't know how. Shout out to Beatmaker 3. That's like where my beat making and production iPad knowledge, this as far as it goes. But Beatmaker, as a program, I had Beatmaker since Beatmaker 1. And I had Beatmaker 3 and never even used it. But that's as close to a DAW as you can get on the iPad. And it is fire, bro.
Right. No, that's facts. Let's see. How do you gradually build up an upbeat song vibe from section to section?
Oh, I was actually about to talk about upbeat songs. Wait, I shouldn't have got excited because I don't know the answer to your question. Trizza, do you have an answer?
Contrast. Like when I think of upbeat songs, like what's the one with the Running Man challenge? I always get KP and Envy.
I keep saying Ghana.
Is it KP and Envy or is the other one? I always get them confused, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The Running Man challenge. Y'all know I can't.
That is Ghost Town DJs.
Thank you. Okay, I always for some reason I always get them and KP and Envy confused because
that a song at the same time.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it's very like airy, dramatic, bass line, nothing there, and then full out drums. Progression, it's going. It's contrast. You think of what is it, Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe. Beginning, don't ask me why I know that song so well, but the beginning so very like
we all gotta get dressed as something.
Hey, my daughter love that song. That's like her jam. But it's like very empty at the beginning, and then it keeps building, and then it progresses, and then it's like an event. So same way EDM and all that stuff works, it's like a buildup, and that's what makes the energy. Because if you have the same thing constant, that energy it's not gonna hit the same. But that taking away and giving is what's gonna make the upbeatness upbeat. If you feel me.
Fire, air horn.
Wow.
So that was a great explanation, by the way. And speaking of upbeat songs, I've learned something about myself, and I want to see how how this affects other people. And the question I came up with from my thought was, what does your taste in chord progressions say about your personality?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And the way I came up with that question was, I found that I generally don't like happy music. Like, and when I say happy, I mean like major key, upbeat, just like when I hear it, the music that I hear a voice in my head like, hey guys, like anything that gives me that type of vibe, I'm not a fan of. Yeah. Generally. Sometimes I am, but for the most part, I'm just not like a fan of that type of music. I like darker chords, man. Don't get in the 7th and 9th chords. You know what I mean? But if it came to like a general like super upbeat major key song versus a somber downer of a song, I would most likely listen to a somber downer of a song just because I resonate a little more with that. So saying all that to say, what does that say about my personality? Is it just a musical taste, or because in my mind, chords, you feel chords. You hit a right chord, not even the progression, the right chord in a progression, you'll be like, ooh, it'll touch some part of your soul. So like the darker, deeper, emotional chords, they might touch me more, whereas like happy chords, I'm like, get them out of here. So what does that say about me? And what type of chords do you all prefer? Do you prefer upbeat major chords? Do you prefer downer minor chords? Like, you know what I mean? What do y'all prefer? But am I off on like the thinking that
No,
that
that's
might be a little
real.
bit deeper than just chord progressions?
No, that's real. Because, dog, okay, so my daughter, all the stuff she listens to, bruh, all major, super happy. So when I hear those melodies, it just makes me think of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I want my music to be far away from that. Like I don't want. I'm trying to get damn Coco Melon out of my damn head. Like give me far, far away from that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I want the more. I want my chord progressions to confuse me. You ever hear a chord progression and you don't expect it, and you like, wait, how you?
Yeah.
you can do that? Like, why you do that?
For real? Yeah.
Those are the chord progressions I love, bro. Those are my favorite. It's like, all right, bro, you wrong for that chord progression. That's out of the key. That
I like
supposed to go there.
Facts. I like chord progressions that like either get you super emotional or like spark some type of anger. Like you want to throw a chair. You won't throw the chair because you're a grown person and you know better. But like, wow, I wish somebody would say something about my mama right now. You know, like you know the type of joints I'm talking about. And like, yeah, for me, that's just me. I don't know if that's a me thing, if that's a male thing, if that's a hip hop thing, but I think your taste in chord progression says a lot about your personality.
Yeah, that's real.
Let's see what this chat talking about.
Let's see. Pharrell is great at that. No, Pharrell is like one of the go-to that chord switch up.
Facts.
Let's see. I naturally make Rick Ross type beats. My dog be over there making them the
100%.
movies.
100%. Yes, sir.
Let's see. Dark jazzy chords are for the adults.
I think that might. Well, no, I was gonna say that might have something to do with it too, but nah, I think that was me from the beginning. Even as a kid, I ain't like when I hear happy music, it makes me think of kids sitting down eating popcorn and doing like this. That's what it makes me think of.
To me, like 7th and 9th chords are like avocado. It's like when you're a kid, it's like, yeah. Then the older you get, you're like, dang, this ain't got a slap. This kind of go with everything. And it just makes everything better, you know?
I like that analogy.
Come
7th and 9th chords are avocados, olives, and cilantro. I'm
not hungry at all.
No. Don't want a salad at all, son.
Hold on. Let's see. Prentice had asked a good question. Just B-Man says, useless info. Did you know Mabu was based off Planet Rock?
Yes.
I didn't, but I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it now.
Wait. Mabu? Usher? Mabu?
No. Running Man Challenge.
Oh, got you. The Ghost Hunt DJ train.
Dang, now I feel so wild even saying the Running Man Challenge compared to the real name. Who am I becoming?
Old dude.
Who are you?
Yeah, you're an older guy. Wait, realistic say what? That's what Oracle be getting on these loop choices. Yes. I'm always leaning towards upbeat. Okay, so yeah, realistic raises a very good point. So the product we just came out with, Orchestra Pit 2, same deal. So I'm like, this time, pick your top 5. I'll pick my top 5, and that'll be the top 10. And mine are all like dark or very jazzy or smooth, and all of his are like super upbeat and kind of pop. But yeah, that's just a contrast in our personalities. But yeah, he's absolutely right. I like, and even when making products, I'll always gravitate. I'm like, you know, I like the darker stuff, the stuff that sounds like mean, menacing, or suspenseful, or stuff like that. And he's like more of a pop type dude. Yeah,
no, that's real talk.
He's right.
And I think because most like rap music it's not a lot. I mean, I'm sure it is, but it's not. When you think of overall, I'm sure a lot of it is just minor. It's like I feel like I just grew up on minor chords, bro. Everything, I can't really think of a lot of major songs besides the stuff like I think of the Rugrats theme song when I think of, but it's just like that's what I think of. It's just like super happy, bright stuff, and it's like, bro.
Me too, bro.
Turn that chord down, sir.
But you raise a good point too. It kind of links back to something we were talking about earlier. I don't know how much of that is cultural. Yeah. And by cultural, it's not even a race thing in this instance. I'm talking about like hip hop culture or a certain type of genre that you might have been raised on. Like for instance, I know I was raised like my mom and all them, they were listening like soul music, a lot of Luther, a lot of Nita Baker, a lot of Frankie Beverly and Mays, that type of deal. Mostly major chords. I mean, minor chords. You know what I mean? A lot of jazzy sevenths and ninths going on, especially when you start getting into like the Luther bag and all that.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's just like in me, but like too many happy chords in a row, repel me.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But I do know there's a place for them in the world.
Oh yeah, and I've been trying to do more stuff like that. I've been trying to get into that, bro. I always feel like it's corny when I make super happy.
100%, bro.
Bro. It's so wild because I've been trying to work on it. Even when I do like pop stuff, I always do more. It's still bright, but it'd be minor keys. I don't know what it is. For some reason, I just don't really do major stuff like that.
I don't either. I like my music to sound the most fourth grade way I could put it is mean. I like it to sound mean. You're gonna make face. You might get scared. You might get angry, but it's just gonna. And the lightest way to put it is I like chord progressions of music with an edge on it. It has to have some type of edge. I don't want anybody to listen to my chord progression and think you just walk up to it and take its lunch money. I want you to be a little bit scared of my chord progressions.
Yeah, no, that's real. Because I feel with minor, you always can. With minor, you can still make a happy song, but with a major, it's just so bright. To me, it's harder to do the opposite with a major, even though it's literally the same. It's just the position of the chord, but it's like it'd be so bright, dog. It'd just be so like sound like Mario.
You are nailing the analogies for you. With minor, you could sweeten it like honey. You could take a bitter drink and sweeten it with honey. It's not gonna be too crazy. Major keys are like just a pound of raw sugar to me.
You remember when like all the beats was like the little Yachty, like super happy ones?
Yeah,
bro. I couldn't do it, bro. I didn't even attempt to make those kind of beats. Like, bro, I'm just gonna sit this one out, guys. Y'all got that one.
Never. If I hit a major chord, my finger would just slip to make it a minor chord. Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna put this 808 on a different note. I got something got to get darker here.
Facts. Somebody turn them lights down a little bit.
Okay. So Apprentice says, I wonder if Trizza and SoundOracle could revisit this convo they had about certain 808s will cut through different if you change the key. Do certain keys cut different?
Yes, but real quick before we answer that, because that's good. Actually, I'm gonna ask you to read that question again.
Okay.
But Zulu Child said, SoundOracle, I want to throw a chair, but I won't because I'm a grown man type music. Sounds like you, bro. He killed it. 1,000,000%. I would throw this chair right at your head, but I'm too old for that. It's not my bag, but this is the right type of music if I want to do that. 100%.
Let's see. Oh, he says Robert Glasper. Yo, Robert Glasper is cold, bro.
He is.
Dog.
Hella cold.
Nah, it's wild. Like that song, he got a song, it's a common song with a girl named PJ on it. I love that chord progression.
Shout out to PJ too.
And then I figured out it was Robert Glasper, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Of course, he would give the wild OD crazy chord progression.
Yeah. Shout out Robert Glasper. But my bad to backtrack. What was Smoking saying?
No, I think it was Prentice. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, he says, I wonder if Trizza and SoundOracle could revisit the convo they had about certain 808s will cut through different if you change the keys. Do certain keys cut different?
They do. But I don't know if it's based off of what is on or happening to the 808 or the actual key. Because in my mind, I want to like just jump out there and be like, yo, G, the key of G be hitting or anything around there. But I don't know if it's really G or if it's like those 808s with a certain type of distortion on it might hit low, but G might be a higher of the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. So my answer is yes, but I don't know why it's yes.
So for me, it's like the issue is just sometimes in certain keys, the 808s are too low. So like
Yeah.
say I'm going down like notes and I'm going down, sometimes it'd be too low to where it just sounds crazy. It's like too much of a rumble, right? And then to me, it's like, but if I need that to be in the key, then it's like, all right, I got to transpose the beat up so I can make that step because that step makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's just, for me, it's more about something is too low. So I try to stay in, and sometimes it's, what is it? I'm just pulling stuff, but so I want to say like A flat sometimes, or like G around there, like depending on where you're at. If you're going down, it like rumbles too much. You know what I'm saying?
Too low.
Yeah, but it depends on your 808. If it's a short 808, if it's like a longer 808, like all of that stuff is like a factor. But I do, bro, I was so like confused the other day. Sometimes I'll put a pitch on my master and just and be making the beat in a different pitch, even though it's like in one key. I'll just do it just sometimes just to do like weird stuff. You know what I mean? And the beat was so jamming, and then I forgot that I had it on, and I took it off, and I'm like, oh man, now I got to transpose every step of this beat back up. Right. You know what I'm saying? So,
damn.
Yeah. But I mean, to me, it's a good way to at least just test out to see if you like in a different key better before you commit to it. It's just like put a pitch on the master, pitch that up or down, and then you can kind of like, okay, I like this progression sounds better this way.
Well, I got a gem. Now that we're talking about this, I got a gem for Ableton users. There's a Max for Live effect called Note Displacer. And basically what it does, you can set low ranges and high ranges. And what you'll do, like, so say for instance, in the low range, whatever this note to this note, if any note plays in that range, you can pitch it up an octave or down an octave.
That's cool.
And same for the high joint. If you got something that plays up too high, you can pitch it down an octave.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
However you want to do it. So I have that on my I have a group, and on my group, in my group, I have an 808 track and a bass track. And on both of those tracks, I have a note displacer. And there's like 1, maybe 2 octaves that I will only tolerate sounds in. So if anything plays above or below that, it'll just force them to the zone that I want to play in. So I never get an 808 that's too low or too high. Or the same with basses. Yeah, so note displacer, man. Check it out. I think it's free.
That's the one thing I do be missing. Max for Live be having all kinds of little handy
the goodies.
Yeah, because
that's
something I would use. Because a lot of times, bro, like it'd be like one note, and I want it to go down, but it's be like, it's like it's just, you know what I'm talking about, where it's too rumbly.
Yep.
It just sounds muddy, and it's like, all right, bro, like I need it to hit a little bit better. So
yeah, it's just noise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They are killing it. I think somebody just fell off a ladder outside.
Oh, it sounds like WWE out there.
Jeez.
I think anything you make below middle C, the 808 will lose a lot of velocity and punch.
Not middle C. I'm giving a whole octave on the middle C before I even start dealing with that.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe like the C prior. Okay, maybe once you start getting down there. Okay.
And I think too, it's just the 808. Because to me, some notes are gonna sound better. Some 808s are gonna sound better in different notes than it is. I got some 808s that sound great in G. I got some that sound good in like C, you know? So I think it's just the tone of the actual sound.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know some guys playing when the 808 went lower, they added a kick to fill it up because you could tell it lost some. Yeah, it gets muddy. It gets muddy down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cool. Okay, so I had another question. Speaking of Ableton, Ableton feature that I've been loving since back in the day was the fact that the browser is tempo and time sync.
Oh, that's the greatest thing.
So you could have a drum track playing and you could just start clicking on loops and samples in your browser and they'll play, boom, at the one, and they'll play time warped to the tempo.
Right.
So I was wondering, do any other DAWs, and if so, which DAWs have that feature? So, and this is for the chat. This is also for you, Trezor, if you know offhand. But I just think that that's such a dope feature and such a fun and stressless way of auditioning and experimenting with stuff. I just wondered, like, if this was commonplace amongst all DAWs, or is Ableton and maybe one other person the only people that have this?
Only person that only DAW I could think that would have it is Logic, and that's because I felt like they just did a whole Ableton overhaul of like, we're gonna take all the good stuff off of that and we're gonna add it here.
True.
Sebastian Beat says Reaper.
I'm not surprised, man. Reaper, that was my jam. And the reason why it was my jam back in the day is because despite being an underdog, it was way more advanced than a lot of stuff that was out.
It works with certain files in FL. I got to figure out how that works. But if it's something that's just like, I had to manually do it, I don't think I would do it. Because Ableton, it just works. It just like,
it just works regardless.
It just works. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I used to just be auditioning like percussion loops, dog. Be playing the beat, let them joints just keep hitting it down. They playing time.
That's the move. Like my whole like samples, like my whole crate type deal, dog. That's the move. Because usually when I sample stuff, I sample into perfect loops and all that stuff already. So if you've been to the live event, you came to the cook up, you kind of know what I mean. To where I had my push and anybody could just jump on my push and like all the samples would just work. Yeah, man. So shout out to Ableton. I think every DAW should have that feature.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because I will say Fruity Loops is great at certain stuff, but like, I don't know if it's just because I'm using Fruity Loops for Mac. I don't know if it's a random glitch, but like, even if I drag audio, it's not exact. I have to zoom in and like still like crop it to get it to like be exactly on the line. And I don't know, it just does it randomly. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's like little stuff like that. I'm like, all right, man, I missed the audio part of Ableton, but you know, it is what it is.
Hey man, it'll just be a matter of time to all these DAWs fall in line.
It's gonna be like Bitwig. It's like, now we open. Everybody else.
Yo, where my Bitwig people at?
Ain't nobody said that. I don't think since we did this podcast, anybody's been like Bitwig.
Yo, I'm willing to bet 90% of the people like, yo, what language is that? What'd you say?
CSS.
Facts. So we're probably getting ready to wrap up soon. So if you have some questions, let us know. I had it's not really a question, it's kind of a PSA out there. I'm almost certain I'm not speaking to anybody in this chat, but somebody out here one day in the internet world is going to hear this. Times are hard for a few people. However, no reason to try to buy sample packs or VSTs with stolen credit cards.
Oh gosh.
Zero reason, fam.
Crazy, God.
Fam, you would not believe, and I'm not talking to you, Trezor, because you would actually believe, because you know.
I know.
But you would not believe the number of times a day that people attempt to purchase stuff from my site with stolen credit cards. Yeah. First of all, I know Mildred Jenkins is not trying to get the total bundle. Pretty sure I can see that name. Like, yo, Mildred she's not down for the total bundle. But my site is set up in such a way that it won't even accept stolen credit cards. Like it's like, nah, fam, you all cap with your payment info, and we're not taking any money from this card. You're not gonna get anything from this card. It's just technology has gotten a little bit fancier than people stealing people's credit card information. But just in case somebody out here hears it in the future, stop. Just put in some extra hours or something, but stop stealing people's, because before, and Trezor, you had this too, before getting into fraud protection and getting certain protections against this type of thing, there will be chargebacks.
Oh yeah. Slim. Oh, you lose money.
That's what I'm saying. People don't know this, but if most businesses, if you get a chargeback, which basically if somebody buys something with a stolen credit card, and then 1, 2, 3 months later, the person whose credit card was stolen, they complain and they dispute all the charges, they'll come to you. We use Shopify, and they'll be like, hey, you have a chargeback, a stolen credit card was used. Let me tell you this, you'll always lose a chargeback. I've never won a chargeback, and I've tried everything I've ever learned.
You lose the money and you lose the product.
You lose the product, you lose the money, and on top of that, you as the merchant have to pay an extra. It's like 15% or anywhere from 5 to 15% extra. So if someone buys something from you with a stolen credit card, the person's going to dispute it. They're going to take that money back from you, and for whatever reason, you're going to get charged more than the person paid for it. Who does that money go to, by the way? Shopify? Bro. Is that you?
I don't know how they figured that out. I'm like, bro, y'all need to work on this joint.
Yeah, I never understood that, bro. Yeah, so if you buy $100 from me worth of stolen stuff and the person disputes, I didn't steal anything. I'm just as much of a victim as you. And now I have to pay $115.
You get an email from Betsy Johnson. It's like, I don't know what bent trapping is.
I'm like, what's up, Betsy?
It's I bought some bent trapping 6s.
Facts. But yeah, you still $100 from me. I have to pay $115 once it's found out. But fortunately, knock on wood, I haven't had a chargeback in it's been well over a year and a half, maybe even 2 years at this point. Shout out to Shopify and their fraud protection. And, something else I have fraud protection on too. But dog, it's wild because at least 3-4 times a day. People are and the purchases always look stupid. Like you bought the everything bundle, and then you try to buy like 6 other things that were already in the everything bundle. I'm like, no, you're trying to spend like $837 here. And
bro,
like you look crazy as hell.
I had got an order for it was like a dumb amount, bro. I'm like, I don't even think I have anything that expensive on my site. It's just like you just add the stuff just to be added. I'm like, bro, what is going on?
Facts.
Yeah, people be wilding, bro. It's always like a new scam, and then it's like you figure it out, and then they give people a little bit. They don't figure out a new scam. They gonna try it, and
facts.
It keeps going on.
Boots and Cat says conspiracy theory. Shopify out there with 15% and making billions. That's a fact.
They Debo on the low.
Yeah, they getting them.
My percentage, punk.
Facts. Somebody stole from you. Well, let me steal from you too. Since you're being stolen on right now. Facts. Yeah, you already crying, so a couple more tears ain't gonna hurt.
He says, there's many entrepreneurial videos I've watched. I've never heard anyone mention that. Hey, we keeps it real.
Yeah. We try to talk about the things a lot of people just either forget about or whatever. Yeah. We're here keeping it all the way a buck with y'all.
Yeah, no. Is Sennheiser good headphones?
Depends on what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to remember what the other ones I do. I feel like I do have. No, I don't have Sennheiser. Do I?
I don't. I do know they are a popular brand of headphones.
I think I DJ with Sennheisers.
For a lot.
Yeah.
For a lot. Fictionalized, thank you for that message. She says, the new season of Dave started. Check it out on Hulu. I love Dave. In case y'all don't know, it's Lil Dicky's show. Also, when white rappers are mentioned, no one talks about Lil Dicky. When dope rappers are mentioned, no one talks about Lil Dicky. Lil Dicky, because he's a kind of a comedian, but Lil Dicky can rap his ass off, bro. He's dope.
You gotta put him in the top of white rappers. I feel like he's up there.
Oh, top 3. I'm gonna give him top 3.
Yeah.
Don't ask me who the other 2 are. Well,
Eminem is one.
He's number 1.
You got to put him in there.
But Lil Dicky might be number 2, bro.
Gotta give him his respect, man.
I mean, just of rappers in general, damn, just being white, just rappers in general, he
be going crazy.
But it's just the fact that he's a comedian and has such a comedic aspect to his rapping. But dog, he's one of the best rappers out for a while now.
Thanks.
Yeah. So saying all that to say, I'll be checking out. It came out Wednesday, as a matter of fact. I think I set a reminder, so I'll be checking out at least episode 1. I don't know if they came out with the whole season. If they did, I'm gonna binge it, but I'll at least be checking out episode 1.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right, school. See, Oracle, you had a studio, right? I want to start a studio, hardware, compression, EQ, preamp. How do I market it? Does location matter?
Yeah, location definitely matters because it's a brick and mortar store. When I did have a studio, it was a while ago, probably 2005, 2006, 2007, those years. But it was marketed mostly word of mouth. Because the thing is, if you're in a good location, say for instance, okay, my studio was first of all, it was across the street from an army base. You gotta think who's in the army. There's a lot of 20-something-year-olds, you know what I mean? And they want to rap, right? So on the weekends or on their off time, they will always come to the studio. It was in Baltimore, a lot of surrounding neighborhoods with teenagers in it, young 20-somethings. They all wanted to rap too. And there was a barbershop down the street. Everybody at the barbershop, half the people in there got a mixtape. You know, they had something coming out. Oh, man, you know, it's a studio right there. You need to go check them out. That type of deal. So location definitely matters. In terms of marketing, the only marketing that studio had was word of mouth. And every now and again, I would go to open mics like the beat battle joints and pass out beat CDs. And when you hit me for a beat, you had to come to the studio to record it. But location matters, bro. Location matters.
Yeah. Any brick and mortar location. And I mean, we talk about this all the time, but like offer, like what's going to make your studio better than any other studio? Because a lot of times now people just record at home. So is it going to be the ambiance? Like I go to some studios because it's the vibe, the ambiance. Like if I want, like if I'm shooting video, I'm going to Patchwork, right? Because Patchwork has that look, right? Yes. But if I want to go, if I'm just working, I'm gonna go maybe to Doppler. I'm gonna go to, you know what I mean? Because it's more of a relaxed kind of vibe. So you kind of got to pick out what that studio is going to be, and then kind of lean towards that.
Facts. Good point. Good point. Let's see. Lil Dicky has never spit a whack verse on the show. Lil Dicky, I don't think it's spit a whack verse. He ain't spit too many whack verses in his life. I'm willing to bet that.
Let's see. Do you have any thoughts on using ADD converters? That's more of a realistic one. I ain't gonna cap.
It definitely is. When it comes to stuff like that, all I could give you is the it's kind of cliche, but it's true. If it makes the stuff sound better to you, then use it. If not, then don't. Because when it comes to ADD converters, for me, I go on a old school / analog mindset. Like, oh yeah, because running stuff through an MPC or such and such will, because of the converters, will make it sound better. And that's probably not the advice you're really looking for.
I'm not even okay, because I go straight to realistic. Like, hey, do you think I should buy this? Is this good? Like, all right, cool. So that's kind of my thing. So I'm gonna send you straight to the man.
Facts. Yo, during our staff meeting at the end, I just started asking random questions. Hey, fam.
Hey, bro.
Hit him the other day. Yo, mastering stems. What's the word? Is that a thing? Should it be done? Should it not be done? Blah, blah, blah. And we cover that and answer that in the new courses coming out, the Art of Mastering. It's just funny. I asked him that. The two questions I asked him during our staff meeting on Wednesday are covered in the new course. I did not know that prior because I didn't have those chapters yet. So I asked him, and he's like, oh, I actually covered that here. I covered that there. So boom. That's why I'm not going to tell the answers here because it's in the new course, but just know those types of things get answered in the course, and we show you how to do it right.
Boots and Cat says, what, Army men rapping? Oh, you know how many
everybody in the Army rap?
Dog, they ain't getting the charges for no reason, cuz they about to make a video. I know what time it is.
No, I got so many friends that are still my friends to this day because I met them at that studio because they were at Fort Meade right across the street from the studio. And shout out to Tex Banger, shout out to my guy Louis Tree, shout out to my man Six, shout out to the whole Grinch Pack, shout out to it's so many of them. I know a lot of people in the Army that rap just because of that studio.
Facts. Dwight says,
y'all and they kick your ass too.
Facts. Dwight says, y'all have a good Father's Day. Thanks for all y'all do. Hey, appreciate it, man.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Hey, same to you. For sure.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day to all the paps out here.
Facts. All right. Do we have any more questions? Because we are. Wait, hold on. Let me shut up before I start reading. Can you be too old to be a producer? No.
To be a rapper?
Yes.
Yes.
Almost instantly. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. To be a rapper, that's NBA ages apply.
Yeah.
NBA ages apply. And if you win enough championships during your NBA ages, you can get into the legend / GOAT category, where then you can be as old as you want to be as a rapper and people are still going to love you.
Right.
If you look at a lot of the top rappers, and I was looking at this the other day, it's another thought I had, I wasn't even going to bring it up, but a lot of top rappers, GOATs, legends, of course, that comes with a little bit of experience and age, but a lot of these dudes, 40 plus, 45 plus.
That's nice.
Just saying.
That's real.
Yeah. So, yeah, but anyway, you can never be too old to be a producer. You can be too old to be an artist almost like immediately.
Yeah, mainstream artist, I would say. I mean, you can do your thing, but
as an artist, mainstream artist. Yeah, mainstream artist. As a mainstream artist, I feel like your career will have the shelf life of mayo at a picnic.
Yeah.
Don't leave that out too long. It's not gonna do well.
Yeah. And so I saw someone say Capadonna just dropped an album. He's 50, but he's also been doing it.
Go.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, he didn't come in at 50.
Yeah, if you coming in at 50, that's gonna be tough. I ain't even gonna care.
And that's why I worded it that way, because you had, like I said, during your NBA years, your NBA age years, you had to win enough championships to where you get the pass. Coming in at 50, it's not going to be impossible, but it's going to be almost impossible.
Right. Quintino says too young.
No.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
Like a like a little embryo.
Embryo. We talked about him on the last show. Little embryo. Like
that's the only word.
Yeah, no, you can't be too young to be a rapper. Now, to be taken seriously in charting and all that type of stuff, you probably got to be between a certain age. But even just to be like listened to and go viral, you cannot be too young. Yeah. If a 4-year-old got out here and had bars like that, he'd be viral tomorrow.
Oh, it's a little girl. I forgot her name. I want to say it's Zaza. And she's like a little girl. My daughter goes crazy. It's like the knuck of your buck for children, bro.
And she got them bars, right?
And she's like, she's got to be 5 years old, dog. And she be dropping the records, dog. Like,
she out there. She got the monkey bars.
Yeah, she be killing it. But I think her family is in music too. I think her dad is like a manager or something. But hey, maybe I killing.
Gotcha.
Let's see. It's Walk official says just got moon rocks. It's lit, fam. Blessings.
Hey man, yo, I appreciate you. That is a super. No, it's not a slept on kit because it's one of the best selling. It's one of my favorite drum kits. Thanks. It's pretty chunky, but anyway.
Best MIDI keyboard to use with Ableton.
Push, but since Push is in the keyboard, I don't think there is one. If you're looking at the MIDI keyboard to do a lot of functionality and control, like let's say a lot of transport, track control, mute, solo, all that, the Native Instruments complete control, not a bad option for controllers in general. If you just want to trigger some MIDI and get it popping, nothing specific. I use, what's that over there? Korg Air 37. It's 37 key joint. It's a Korg Air. And I also have a Akai LPK 25. So it doesn't really matter. But if your MIDI keyboard is going to be like the brains of the joint, I will say this complete control is pretty dope. And if you could get one, a Control 49 from M Audio, which I have, but they only made that joint for like a week. So good luck on.
Oh yeah, that is right. I'm trying to remember what I got. I think I got a Novation. It's like a 49. It was a launch key. Yeah.
Yo, Novation used to be my favorite company for controllers. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And I think it has like an Ableton setting. So it's like you just plug it in and it just maps everything to Ableton. And it's pretty easy.
Yo, my Novation SL remote. Remember I used to have that gray keyboard?
Right.
That was my favorite MIDI controller forever. I still have it in the back. I think 2 of the keys don't work, but Novation's a dope company when it comes to controllers. It just so happens that my other controllers were cheap. The smaller ones were cheap, and the biggest one was given to me by Native Instruments, so I didn't have to buy another big controller.
Yeah, no, I love my little Novation. That's gonna be holding it down.
Yeah, shout out to Novation. All right, man. Let me see if there is anything else. I think we might be it, bro. Yes, sir. I had a little piece of advice before we get up out of here. This works for me. I don't know if it'll work for you. But like some days I'm not really feeling motivated, which has seemed to be a little bit more than not in the last year.
That is I.
However, a lot of times this helps motivate me. I either picture or picture myself as, or picture me with like my 16 or 17-year-old self when I walk into my studio. If I don't feel like it, because I know what I was like at 16, 17, 18, even 20, whatever, really hustling up, like, you know, making beats every day, all day, couldn't get off the MPC, just in it to win it, right? And then I imagine what me at that age, how I would think or how I would feel seeing everything I have now and how technology has progressed. Like, that's an MPC, but it ain't like that. Oh, like this MPC does everything. And I remember back in the day, like, I wish an MPC could do this and I wish it could do that. And now it can. Or I wish I had this type of thing and this type of thing. And now I do. So to me, in regular life, I'm like, this is just my regular life. But if I picture myself as, or picture myself showing this to my 16, 17-year-old, 18-year-old, whatever self, it motivates me a little bit. It's kind of a mind trick, but it reminds me to be grateful and be like, yo, if 17-year-old you could see this on this Tuesday morning, he would never leave here. He would get a million things done today. So you need to be as hype as that. And for some reason, it works on me a little bit. And I do it all the time. And I get excited. I look at stuff, I turn the lights on, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So try it out, man. It might work for you.
Is it bad that when I was like picturing this in my head of me talking to my 16-year-old self, the first thing I wanted to do is roast myself? Like,
oh no.
That was my first thought. Like, boy, what you got on?
You don't take that big ass hat off.
That 6X tall T. You know, calm it down.
Boy, if you put on one more pair of Air Force Ones, I swear to God.
Oh man.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Yes, I would have roasted my boy. Do you have on a do-rag and a fitted? If you don't take that shit off your head. Yeah. Oh man. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good times.
Hilarious, man.
What you got going on this weekend, man?
Listen, man. So this weekend, Orchestra Pit 2, I'm very excited about. Shout out to Realistic. Shout out to Gemma, just our most amazing composer. I'll be posting some more stuff about Gemma and Orchestra Pit 2 and all of that stuff. I'll get a little bit better with promotion right now. But that's what's going on this weekend. Yo, hit up SoundOracle.net. Check out Orchestra Pit 2. That's all I can tell you. Sure. And then you're going to need some drums with that. You're going to need to check out Ben Trappin' 6 because thing's still on the rise too.
Yes, sir.
What about you, bro? What you got going on?
Ben Trappin' 6, man. I'm working on some new stuff. I've been trying to get organized. I've been trying to be adult. Shout out to Oracle. He's been helping me figure out my little system of being more organized and get, stuff done. So I got a lot of stuff planned, a lot of stuff I'm working on, just chipping away. You know what I mean? Ben Trappin' 6.
Good shit. Also, yeah, we've been helping each other a lot this week, man. Like back when you laced me with some things that I'll probably talk about in the near future. Lace you with some things. Maybe next week we could get into a little bit of that. But we've been spreading the knowledge back and forth all week, bro.
Going crazy.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So with that being said, man, this brings us to the end of another great show. Thank you all for being here. This is